Well, here we are in Palermo, Sicily. We've long dreamt of coming to Sicily. We don't quite know what to expect. We know that Palermo is the capital, the ancient city of Syracuse is here, somewhere, that the mafia was here, maybe it still is, and that Mount Etna is here. We know that Series 2 of White Lotus was filmed here. But outside of those few morsels of information, there must be so much more to discover. So let's begin with the layers of cultures and peoples that have lived here. Sicily is named after an indigenous people that lived here from 1500 years BC called the Sicels. Then a procession of peoples and cultures came in waves from Eastern Europe and the Middle East. They came from North Africa, they came from Northern Europe, from France and the Iberian Peninsula. So let's begin looking for traces of these cultures. This is a Norman palace with an amazing chapel featuring both Byzantine and Islamic influences. A kaleidoscope of colour and imagery overwhelms the spectator upon entry. Your eyes are most immediately directed towards this figure of Christ, a mosaic in the Byzantine style. But if you let your gaze drift upwards to the ceiling, your eyes behold something quite amazing. The ceiling has this stunning visual effect that subdivides three-dimensional space into ever smaller units. And clearly, the design is a deliberate reference to Islamic geometric patterns. This chapel was consecrated in the year 1140, so is 900 years old. As we wander around to get a feel for the city, we notice two things. Parts of the city have a look of faded grandeur. It's a city that looks weathered, yet its street life is exceptionally alive, even in the rain. This road intersection with statues of the Four Seasons is called Quattro Canti, meaning four corners. Palermo is like an open-air museum. We enjoy the varied styles of architecture and we enjoy the street food scene.
Wow.
We've come upon the Teatro Massimo Vittorio Emanuele. It is one of the largest opera houses in Europe. If you've watched Godfather 3, it is on these steps that Sofia Coppola's character was murdered. Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino are the two figures on this mural. They were friends and colleagues who worked tirelessly to combat the Sicilian mafia. They were murdered separately by the mafia in two car bomb attacks in 1992. After their assassinations, Sicilians had had enough and stood up to the crime bosses who now keep a very low profile. We are making our way to Marsala and stop to explore the salt pans near Trapani. And look, it's a blue sky day. Salt merchants have been extracting salt here since Phoenician times. The word salary comes from the Latin word salarium, which means salt money. This term refers to the allowance Roman soldiers received to buy salt, a highly valuable commodity in ancient times. Oh look, here is an Archimedean screw. Archimedes was an ancient Greek mathematician, physicist, engineer, inventor, and astronomer from Syracuse. He is credited with this invention that lifts water from a lower level to a higher one and is used here to move salt water from one salt pan to another. I guess one associates the word Marsala with wine, so of course tonight we partake of the fruit of the vine and enjoy this backdrop of the sun setting over the Mediterranean Sea. first impression of Sicily that was noticeably evident to us upon our arrival is the topography. Sicily appears to be hilly and mountainous everywhere we look. Today we are ascending 750 metres above sea level to the mountaintop town of Erice. As we explore Erice, we discover stunning medieval architecture and well-preserved cobblestone streets. Erice is officially recognised as one of Italy's most beautiful villages. One must surely have to be a bit of a mountain goat to live up here, and it must have been arduous back in the day to have transported goods and produce up here. All this begs the question, why build a city like this so precariously on a mountaintop? There are two main reasons. Firstly, we know that this place was a military stronghold. A city built on a hill is easier to defend, and a high vantage point allows one to see approaching enemies. Secondly, an elevated location prevents the spread of disease. Hilltop towns were often considered healthier because they were less prone to the malaria carried by mosquitoes that thrived in stagnant water on the plains. We are strolling through a beautiful garden that lies near a Norman castle. The park offers stunning panoramas of the coast around Trapani, and in the distance lies the Egadi Islands. We are blessed to have a clear day to see such incredible scenery. A truly unique and unforgettable day. Agrigento is renowned for the Valley of the Temples, a UNESCO World Heritage Site featuring some of the best preserved ancient Greek temples outside of Greece. It was once one of the most powerful and magnificent centres of the ancient Mediterranean, a status reflected in the impressive Doric temple ruins that still stand today. Our accommodation tonight is a hotel on the coast nearby to Agrigento. I strolled down to the beach where many have gathered to watch the sunset. This interesting rock formation catches my eye. Its whitish colour and step-like contours are like nothing I've ever seen before. All over Sicily you will see these ceramic heads. The story goes that once, when a young woman fell in love with a Moor, she discovered he already had a family and was planning to leave, so she cut off his head while he was sleeping and used it as a vase. Villa Romana del Casale is a rather astonishing place because it contains the largest and most richly decorated collection of Roman mosaics in the world. They are spread across 50 rooms, covering scenes of hunting, mythology and daily life, giving an unparalleled glimpse into the luxury of a late high-ranking Roman official. The mosaics depict a wide range of subjects, including the Great Hunt, a massive mosaic corridor that chronicles the capture and transport of wild animals from across the empire. Mythology, various scenes from Roman myths and legends. Daily life, scenes of hunting, sports and domestic activities. And the Bikini Girls, a famous mosaic showing women in athletic poses. This is the modern upper town of Ragusa, but Ragusa is divided into two parts, and we are heading down to Ragusa Ibla, the historic lower town. It's situated dramatically on the side of a steep canyon. I've never seen a city located so precariously as this. The facades of many of the churches here survived a catastrophic earthquake in 1693, and they are so valued they have been designated UNESCO World Heritage status. And here is a splendid sundial on the wall of a church. And in a city so dominated by stone, this is a welcome green space. And this is a rather charming, well-kept street called Corso Italia that directs one upwards towards the Duomo of San Giorgio. This side of the cathedral is in deep shade, so I'm going to try and find vantage points to capture the final rays of the setting sun shining on the city of Ragusa Ibla. Noto is yet another astonishingly beautiful city, even when storm clouds are building and the rain begins to plummet. Noto is known as the capital of Sicilian Baroque, and its 18th century architecture is built with local honey-coloured limestone that makes the buildings appear to glow in afternoon sunlight. But there is no afternoon sunlight for us. We are forced to take shelter in churches and eateries as the rain tumbles down. Yet, even in the rain, the city remains attractive. The city was rebuilt after the 1693 earthquake in the style of Baroque, which is distinguished by its dramatic, opulent and exuberant features. This street is called Via Nicolacci, and distinctive because of its uniquely decorative balconies. It also hosts a floral festival, and when it does, the street looks like this. But alas, not today. Modica is yet another town with a dramatic hilltop setting and magnificent architecture desperately clinging to its slopes. Its winding, narrow streets beg to be explored. This is the Church of St. Peter, featuring a grand staircase guarded by statues of the 12 apostles. I might mention that among chocolate connoisseurs, Modica is famous for making chocolate using an ancient Aztec recipe. We're in Syracuse. In the 3rd century BCE, Hellenistic or classical Greek culture flourished here. Syracuse became a centre for intellectual pursuits during this time, notably being the home of the mathematician and inventor Archimedes. It was Archimedes who famously said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." It was he who also uttered his famous exclamation, "Eureka!" while taking a bath. Archimedes used water displacement to solve the difficult gold crown problem that was assigned to him by the king. He supposedly ran naked through the streets with excitement. Archimedes died in 212 BCE during the Roman siege of Syracuse. Despite a general warning to all legionaries not to harm him, he was killed by a Roman soldier while reportedly engrossed in a mathematical problem he had drawn in the sand. Archimedes reportedly said to the Roman soldier, "Don't disturb my circles." Another person of interest who lived here was Plato, the renowned philosopher. Plato first visited Syracuse around 387 BCE during the reign of Dionysius I. Plato never thought that democracy was the best form of government, and that such a way of governing would lead to the rule of the mob. He thought leadership should lay in the hands of a highly educated philosopher king, dedicated to the common good and free of the vices of corruption and greed. As noble as this endeavour was, the kings whom he hoped to inspire never lived up to his expectations, and he left Syracuse disappointed. We are strolling around that part of Syracuse called Ortigia. It's a small island only separated from the rest of Syracuse by a narrow waterway. Ortigia is the legendary home of Arethusa, a nymph who, while fleeing the river god Alpheus, was transformed into a spring by Artemis. She emerged on Ortigia as the fountain of Arethusa, providing water for the city. We've arrived at Taormina. And now I have to confess to you one of the reasons that brought us to Sicily. I'm a great admirer of Mark Knopfler, guitarist and songwriter. On one of his albums, I came across a beautiful song called The Lights of Taormina. It speaks of lost love, the myths of the gods, red wine from Messina, passionate love under the smoke of the volcano, and music floating across the bay. It's a beautiful song. Now, I had never heard of this place called Taormina, so I googled it to find out where it was. I saw magnificent images of a Greek theatre on a mountain. Behind it was the blue Mediterranean Sea and mighty Mount Etna. I thought, this place is too lovely to be real. One day I will have to see it for myself. Now we are here. I have come to find that Greek theatre with the most magnificent setting that could ever be imagined. Will it live up to my expectations? Will the weather, which has been on and off again rainy, allow me to photograph it in the best possible conditions? Today is the day. We're heading up to the hilltop town of Taormina. It's sunny at the moment, but I see rain clouds gathering. Now I'm heading up to the Greek theatre. This is it. What you see now, this is what I have longed to see. and the rain comes down. I descend to where I know there is supposed to be a beautiful park. There is a break in the rain. I try one last time to try and get some great shots. I stagger back up the stairs to discover my wife, whom I had deserted to get these final shots. I take her photo on this beautiful staircase, and then we go off for refreshments and to enjoy our last moments in Sicily. It's all been wonderful. Thanks so much for watching.